We are at Victory 23 in Lafayette, Louisiana. Standing with me is Liz Murrill. Liz, how are you doing?
I'm great. This is my hometown.
It is your hometown.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So you've been to the Cajun Dome, I'm sure, plenty of times.
Many times. I lived here before there was a Cajun Dome.
Well, I know people know your name and they know you're running, for Attorney General. But for those who don't know, Liz, you're running for Attorney General.
Yeah, I'm running for Attorney General.
You've been Jeff's assistant for a long time, haven't you?
I've been in the office with him since he got elected. So I've been there for the last 8 years. And what I do is, defend our Constitution and defend our state laws and make sure criminals stay in jail.
So that's a more of an overall. But
Yeah.
I mean, specifically, is that what your position does?
Yes.
They said that you were to defend the Constitution, make sure they're in jail. I mean, I know it's our Attorney General's
So it's
job.
both. I mean, I do criminal and I do con law on one side, which is, and I defend us from, the Biden administration's attack on the fossil fuel industry, and I fight some of these bad immigration policies that are bringing drugs and people across our borders from Texas, who are crossing into Texas from the border.
Right.
And then also I work with the DAs, and I've worked with them in over 250 cases to kind of make sure that our convictions stick.
The DAs have a lot of authority, but
Yeah.
you have a lot of oversight. Is that how that works?
Well, we really work with the DAs. We take cases when we're prosecutors. We take cases from the DAs if they can't prosecute for some reason. So we are prosecutors, but they're the frontline prosecutors.
Okay.
And then we investigate too. We have investigators who investigate crime, and we work all over the state with different law enforcement for that.
How is your position now in the AG's office different from the actual AG?
Well, mine is more focused. I mean, my job right now is focused on assisting the DAs in defending those convictions after they've been obtained when they're on appeal, and then also in fighting against the Biden administration's overreach and attempt to basically take power away from us and prevent us from being able to make decisions on our own. I defend parents. I defend our rights to liberty. I mean, whenever I think that there is an assault on our First Amendment or Second Amendment rights or our fundamental rights that we value so much, that's where I kick in and try and protect us. The Attorney General job is bigger because, I don't supervise all of our prosecutors right now, but as Attorney General, I will.
Right.
I don't supervise all of our criminal investigators right now, but as Attorney General, I will. So it's a bigger job.
Yeah, for the people who don't know your position as solicitor in the AG's office, how it's different from the AG, but how it shows that you already have some of the experience.
Well, that's right. I mean, I've argued 5 times now at the United States Supreme Court. I've been to the Louisiana Supreme Court. I've been in courts all over the country and all over the state. So, I have a lot of experience. I have a family. I have 4 sons, and my husband and I have been married for 30 years. So, I have a lot of experience in law and in life. Just grew up here in Lafayette, where we were raised with an appreciation for family and family values and the family unit as the core of that, of the backbone of our communities and of our faith and everything else.
And is that what you're going to try to defend or will defend as the Attorney General? I mean,
I'll always defend those things.
I know that you're going after the bad guys.
Yeah.
But the bad guys are the ones who bring Louisiana down, give Louisiana a bad name. So going after those bad guys is defending all the things that you just now said you stand for.
That's
in
right.
Louisiana.
So there's 2 sets of bad guys.
Okay.
There's the bad guys who violate the law, violent criminals, and we need to put them in jail and keep them in jail. If they're rehabilitatable and it falls within the right class of offenses, and we need to rehabilitate people too. But that's different from the bad guys that are trying to attack the Constitution.
Right, exactly.
That's people who are trying to attack our country and our way of life and our way of governing ourselves, and that's a different kind of bad guy.
So as as Attorney General in Louisiana, at what point do you find yourself the need, or at what point do you need to step out of Louisiana to go after who's attacking our Constitution on a federal level? Because you just said your job is to defend our federal Constitution. At what point do you find yourself, this is time for me to step out?
Well, we kind of watch what's happening at with the federal government. We have a big lawsuit right now pending against the Biden administration for censoring our free speech. Right? It's multiple agencies. It includes the FBI and Homeland Security and the White House, and they were censoring people's speech by colluding with big tech companies. Right. So, we saw that was happening. We've brought a big lawsuit against the government. On insurance, we've seen the government try to press a new national flood insurance program down on us, which raises everybody's rates. Right. Some people will lose their homes, and they're like, that's maybe the most important asset that they own might be their right. home. And, so these costs that the government is imposing on them, the attack on the fossil fuel industry, also raising prices for people, costing their jobs, trying to close small businesses down and things like that. I mean, those are the kinds of things that I monitor for when we talk about what's the federal government doing and what do we need to protect us from. What
I love that you're explaining to people right now is that I have on my show, I talk about freedom and liberty all right. the time. I think that one of the most important, precious commodities that we have in this world is freedom. And I believe
yes.
that our Creator gave us freedom and liberty. Our Constitution guarantees our freedoms and liberties in America. And our 10th Amendment within that Constitution delegates that responsibility to the states.
Well, and it retains that power in the states. And that's, just sort of a basic civics moment, like a civics minute. We'll do 1 minute civics minute. That the Constitution was created by the people, for the people. It is a document that grants limited rights to the federal government, right. and whatever rights we didn't give to the federal government, it doesn't have. Those are retained by us,
exactly.
and our legislatures at the state level can exercise that power, and so that gives us more accountability, right? Those people are more accountable to us because we see them every day, and they represent us in districts in our neighborhoods. So you can see them in the grocery store, and you can say, John Smith, why did you vote the way that you voted? Exactly. That wasn't the right thing to do. And, are you protecting us from these vaccine mandates? Are you protecting us from mask mandates? Are you protecting our, our First Amendment rights and our Second Amendment rights? And so that's accountability at the local level that we don't get if people in Washington are taking that power away from us, which we didn't give them to take.
You're giving me some great information. Okay. And what I mean by that is, like, we always talk about how the sheriffs should be protecting our Constitution in certain areas, and we see a lot of states relinquish their power and their authority of the people in their state to the federal government for various reasons. But what you're explaining to me, and from what I've seen, is that you're one of the people, as solicitor, working with Jeff, the Attorney General, who's been going after, like being on the offensive, proactive, going after the federal government when you think they're infringing our rights.
That's right.
So you're taking a proactive approach to protecting freedom and liberty here in Louisiana.
Right. That's right. I mean, that's
that's
it. You got to have people that have the experience and the wisdom to know what fight to have and the backbone to do it, right? But here's what I always say: you can't win if you don't fight. We lose every fight we don't have. We lose every issue every fight you don't go fight. You've lost before you ever even started. So, you need to know whether it is the right one to pick, but you got to be willing to fight.
What has been your favorite fight that you're most proud of yet?
Well, I'm certainly very proud of some of the criminal work that we've done. It's protected the public, and there's one case in particular that involved a pedophile who murdered a 6-year-old child, and because of our intervening and helping the district attorney in that case, he remains in prison where he should be and needs to be. That's one that I'm very proud of. And then on defending our pro-life laws is one of the great honors of my career, and that's one of the cases that argued at the United States Supreme Court, helped pave the way to reverse Roe versus Wade. So I'm really proud of that.
I love that. So you also for the mask mandates and free speech.
Yep. Mask mandates, free speech, energy policy, attacking challenging the Biden administration's attempt to ban leasing and kill drilling and kill jobs. That's very bad for Louisiana, and it hurts our economy. I'm really proud of the wins that we've had. We've had more wins than any other state in the country.
Well, not only that, but it sounds like you're going to fight more than most attorney general's offices have in the country, which is why I said earlier
Yeah.
that it sounds to me like you're being more proactive on
That's
the
right.
offense to recognize when the federal government is encroaching on freedoms and
Yeah.
liberties, and you're using your office in Louisiana like many around other states could but aren't.
Right. I mean, two objectives, right? Keep people safe, keep people free.
I love this.
Safe and free.
This is amazing. You're perfect on my show because like I said, I'm always about freedom, liberty. I actually do a freedom, liberty forum on once a week where I talk about where we're losing freedom and liberty in America. And you've answered a lot of those questions right now.
Well, it's been great to be with you.
Good to be with you too. Liz, are there any other final words that you want to say to people in the audience?
Vote for me for Attorney General.
I love that. All right, that was an easy one. So guys, you got to hear a little bit about Liz. Please share the video with somebody that you think might be interested in learning more. Thank you so much and have a great day.
Have a great day.